The Jim Crow Laws, starring Sidney Wallace, Meredith Rauch, Sidney Milanese, and Bailey Black. The Jim Crow Laws, also known as Black Codes, were laws that were enforced to support segregation. Jim Crow was a term that came from a show song, Jump Jim Crow, that was written by Thomas Rice. In the song, Rice, a white man, painted his face black to portray as a poor rural black man. Jim Crow laws were more than just anti-black laws. It was a way of life. Due to this way of life, African Americans were forced to the status of being second-class citizens. These laws represented the practice of anti-black racism.
In our skit, people with straight hair represented the Caucasian people, and people with curly hair represented African Americans.
Law number 1. A black person could not shake hands with a white person because it symbolized equality.
Law number 2. Blacks and whites were not supposed to eat together, and if they did, whites were served first and there had to be a space between the two.
Law number 3. A black person was not allowed to offer to light the cigarette of a white person.
Law number 4. Blacks were not allowed to show affection towards each other.
Law number 5. Blacks were introduced to whites were never introduced to blacks.
Law number 6 states whites did not call blacks Mr., Mrs., Miss, Sir, or Ma'am.
Sydney? Yes, ma'am?
Law number 7. If a black person rode in a car with a white person, the black person had to either sit in the back seat or in the back of a truck.
Law number 8. White motorists had the right-of-way at all intersections. Why reasonable people go stark raving mad when anything involving a Negro comes up is something I don't pretend to understand. Atticus Finch.
Due to the Jim Crow laws, the white race was superior and was always correct. In To Kill a Mockingbird, when Tom Robinson got convicted of a crime that he didn't commit, it was showing how a white person's word is superior to a black person's. Also, Atticus Finch goes out of his way to defend Robinson and is looked down upon in his society because he was a white attorney defending an African American.